Hello, I'm Pamela Young and this is Thrive 2030 brought to you by growthcurv. Today I have Anne Sherry with me who is joining us from Sydney, Australia. Hello Anne, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
And you're currently chair of UNICF Australia and the Enero group, which is a media company, global media company, and you're non-executive director of Sydney Airport, the National Australia Bank, which is one of the top 4 banks in Australia, and Infrastructure Victoria.
We felt it straight away. We knew we had to deal with it straight away. Mm-hmm. And it was complex because the international terminal, of course, has got all the international duty-free operators, all the retailers. So the airport itself is the landlord, but we had a lot of tenants, just like shopping centres did.
I have wondered a number of times when the borders were closed, but we were not locked down and we were able to go to shopping centres. It occurred to me a couple of times, I thought, I wonder whether the airports might open up as shopping centres.
We actually would have, yeah. But we're so highly regulated, the government said no.
What do you think are the 1 or 2 key things that either board or management learned through that, which they will use going forward, which they will implement going forward, which they will, strengthen and the agility of the business as a result of that learning?
Well, I think the first thing is probably almost everyone had pandemic risk on a risk matrix. And everyone looked at it whenever it came to us.
Yeah.
And it was high impact, low probability. And so I think one of the things everyone learns in these times is that you never discount or discard risks that may happen. And you probably need to be better prepared for some of that than any of us actually were. I think the other learning, the other thing I'd reflect on is people in risk functions tend to be quite rational. So they think about risk in quite a rational way, which is fine. And it's their skill set. But of course, pandemic unleashes the furies of irrationality as well, both at a government level. So some of the government reactions in different parts of the world and different parts of Australia and New Zealand were quite different.
Yeah.
And the idea of national cohesion has been under duress in Australia.
Yeah.
And, those things don't also come up when you're thinking about it theoretically, because you think about it more logically.
Can we just explore the cruising industry, the cruise line holiday sector? They took such a hit at the start because there are a couple of major breakouts of the disease on those major containers. And at that point in time, people were saying, I'm never going to go on a cruise ship again. And yet it's come back, hasn't it?
The ships are now sailing in the US. It's just opened up in Alaska. It's opened up in Europe, it's opened up in the UK. Of course, everything has changed in all of our lives and the ships have changed as well. The idea that you line up at a buffet shoulder to shoulder with lots of people
is gone.
Is not going to happen. Yeah. The way we manage entertainment, the flow of passengers on the ship, all of that stuff has been redesigned for the ships that are resailing.
Something you touched on then, which is that it might have taken 18 months to have achieved getting everybody to work from home, and a number of people have mentioned they had programs which they were working on for 12 or 18 months, and all of a sudden overnight we managed to achieve this change. So as someone who's worked in driving transformation for much of my career, I'm chuckling away behind my cuffed hand saying, see, it can be done. So I'm wondering, you talk about muscle, has the culture shifted sufficiently so that the values and the behaviours and the beliefs are now embedded, so that the next time management say, we're going to implement a change and we'd like it to happen quickly, will they still have to spend 12 to 18 months socialising the idea, putting up the business case?
It's a very good question. It's such a good question, because I would hope the learning is that transformation doesn't have to be so over-engineered.
Yes.
If you've got a really good cause, you've got a really good reason to do it, then you just do it. Well, I've been in this nearly 2 years. Exactly. And 2 years is a long time of corporate memory and corporate muscle.